The needle moved smoothly across the canvas of skin, etching intricate lines and shades that formed a beautiful work of art. This was my happy place, the place where I could lose myself in the creative process, forgetting the world around me. The buzz of the tattoo machine was a comforting soundtrack, and the scent of disinfectant and ink filled the air. "You're a true artist, Nathan," the client said, admiring my work. "Work, I can't wait to see the finished piece." I smiled, feeling a sense of pride in my craft. Just a little more, and we'll be all set. This was my life, my passion. Running Ink and Vibes, the small but successful tattoo shop in the heart of Boston. It was a dream come true, one that I had worked tirelessly to achieve. And by my side, supporting me every step of the way, was my wife, Cassidy. Cassidy was an enigma, a beautiful woman with an air of mystery that had captivated me from the moment we met. Her piercing blue eyes and radiant smile could light up a room, and her confidence was both alluring and intimidating. She was the E to my Y, the perfect complement to my laid-back personality. As I finished up the tattoo, my thoughts drifted to Cassidy, and a warm feeling spread through my chest. Tonight, we'd celebrate another successful day at the shop, just the two of us, like we always did. The bell above the door chimed, and I looked up to greet the new client. A well-dressed man in his early 30s stepped inside, his eyes darting around nervously. There was an excitement in his demeanor, a hint of anticipation that piqued my curiosity. "Welcome to Ink and Vibes," I said with a friendly smile. "How can I help you today?" The man approached the counter, his gaze settling on me. "I'm Tristan Cole," he introduced himself, extending his hand. "I'd like to discuss a custom tattoo design." I shook his hand, noting the firm grip. "Sure thing, Tristan. What did you have in mind?" Tristan reached into his pocket and pulled out his phone, swiping through a few images before stopping on one. He turned the screen toward me, and my heart skipped a beat. The photo was of Cassidy, my wife, smiling radiantly at the camera. 1,000 thoughts raced through my mind as I stared at the image, unable to comprehend what I was seeing. Cassidy's face, the face I knew better than my own, stared back at me from Tristan's phone. "This is my girlfriend," Tristan said, his voice filled with pride. "Her birthday is coming up, and I want to surprise her with a custom tattoo design." I felt a lump forming in my throat, and my hands started to tremble. Girlfriend? How could that be possible? Cassidy was my wife, the love of my life. I managed to choke out, my voice barely above a whisper. That's my wife." Tristan's brow furrowed in confusion. "Your wife? But that can't be right." The confusion quickly turned to anger, and before I knew it, we were arguing, our voices rising with each heated exchange. Tristan accused me of lying, and I shot back, demanding to know the truth about his relationship with Cassidy. The tension escalated, and soon we were shoving each other, our bodies colliding with the furniture in the shop. Fists flew, and the sound of grunts and curses filled the air. Somewhere in the chaos, the truth began to emerge, a twisted web of lies and deceit that had ensnared us both. I sat across from Tristan, nursing a split lip and a bruised ego. The shop was a mess, chairs overturned, and tattooing supplies scattered across the floor. But in that moment, the chaos around us didn't matter. All that mattered was finding answers. Tristan took a long sip of his beer, wincing as the cool liquid stung his busted lip. "I can't believe this," he muttered, shaking his head. I leaned forward, my elbows on my knees, studying his face. "Tell me everything from the beginning," I said. And so he did. Tristan explained how he had met Cassidy over a year and a half ago at a charity event. She was beautiful, charming, and seemed to hang on his every word. They hit it off immediately, and before long, they were seeing each other regularly. As he spoke, pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place. The expensive jewelry and designer clothes that Cassidy had claimed were gifts from my savings or inheritances from her family, they were all from Tristan. The late nights at the office and weekend business trips, they were lies, excuses to cover her tracks. My heart sank as the realization hit me. The woman I loved, the woman I had vowed to cherish and protect, had been living a double life, playing us both for fools. I looked at Tristan, seeing the same pain and betrayal reflected in his eyes. In that moment, We were united, two men bound by the shared experience of being lied to and manipulated by the same woman. We need to confront her, I said, my voice steady and resolute. Tristan and I sat in silence, the weight of Cassidy's deception hanging heavy in the air. The evidence he had shared, the photos, the messages, the details of their relationship, left no room for doubt. My wife, the woman I thought I knew better than anyone, had been living a double life, playing us both like pawns in her twisted game. I can't believe this is happening, Tristan muttered, running a hand through his hair. How could she do this to us? I shook my head, feeling a mix of anger and sadness welling up inside me. I don't know, man, but one thing's for sure. We can't let her get away with it. Tristan's eyes met mine, and I saw a fire burning behind them, a determination that mirrored my own. You're right. We need to expose her lies, make her face the consequences of her actions. Exactly, I said, leaning forward, and I know just how to do it. Tristan raised an eyebrow, waiting for me to continue. Cassidy's birthday is next week. She's been planning a big party, inviting all our friends and family. It's the perfect opportunity to confront her, to reveal the truth in front of everyone. A slow smile spread across Tristan's face. That's brilliant. She won't be able to hide or make excuses with everyone there. I nodded, feeling a sense of purpose taking root. We gather all the evidence, the photos, the messages, everything that proves she's been lying to us. Then, at the party, we'll lay it all out for everyone to see. She won't know what hit her, Tristan said, a hint of satisfaction in his voice. Exactly, I replied, extending my hand. Partners. Tristan grasped my hand firmly, sealing our pact. The days leading up to Cassidy's birthday party were a whirlwind of preparation and deception. On the surface, I played the part of the dutiful husband, helping to plan the event and acting as if everything was normal. But beneath the facade, Tristan and I were meticulously gathering the evidence we needed to expose Cassidy's lies. These messages are damning, Tristan said one night as we pored over his phone. She's been telling me she loves me for months, talking about our future together. I clenched my jaw, fighting back the surge of anger that threatened to overwhelm me. Keep him coming. We need to leave no room for doubt, Tristan nodded, his fingers flying across the screen as he compiled the incriminating texts and photos. As the day of the party drew closer, I found myself oscillating between rage and heartbreak. How could the woman I loved, the woman I had vowed to spend my life with, betray me in such a cruel way? The thoughts consumed me, haunting my dreams and clouding my vision. You all right, man? Tristan asked one afternoon as we met for a final strategy session. I forced a smile, trying to mask the turmoil within. Yeah, I'm good. Just ready to get this over with. Tristan clapped me on the shoulder, his expression understanding. It'll all be worth it in the end. Trust me. And so, with a heavy heart and a determination to see justice served, I hosted Cassidy's birthday party, inviting our friends and family to celebrate the woman I thought I knew. The party was in full swing, music pulsing through the speakers and laughter filling the air. Friends and family mingled, sipping drinks and exchanging pleasantries, oblivious to the storm that was about to be unleashed. I caught Tristan's eye from across the room, and he gave me a subtle nod. It was time. Stepping up to the microphone, I tapped it lightly, drawing the attention of the guests. Excuse me, everyone, I began. My voice was steady despite the pounding of my heart. If I could have your attention for a moment. The chatter died down, and all eyes turned to me, expectant. As you all know, we're here to celebrate the birthday of my beautiful wife, Cassidy, I said, forcing a smile that felt like a grimace. Cassidy and I have been together for years, and during that time, we've built a life filled with love, trust, and commitment. I paused, taking a deep breath. This was it, the moment of truth, or so I thought. Because the truth is, the woman I thought I knew, the woman I loved and trusted with every fiber of my being, has been living a lie. Gasps and murmurs rippled through the crowd, but I pressed on, undeterred. For the past year and a half, it has been carrying on an affair, deceiving not only me but another man as well. As if on cue, Tristan stepped forward, a remote in his hand. With a click, a slideshow of damning photos and messages flashed onto the screen behind me, laying bare the truth of Cassidy's betrayal. Cassidy's face drained of color, her eyes widening in shock and horror. She opened her mouth to protest, but no words came out. The evidence was too overwhelming to deny. "These are the lies you've been telling us, Cassidy," I said, my voice laced with pain and anger. "These are the secrets you've been keeping, the lives you've been destroying with your selfishness and deceit." The room was silent, the weight of the revelation heavy in the air. Cassidy's eyes darted around, seeking an ally, but finding only looks of disgust and disbelief. "I loved you," I said, my voice cracking with emotion. "I trusted you with everything, but you threw it all away. And for what? A cheap thrill? A moment of excitement?" Tristan stepped forward, his expression hardened. "You played us both, Cassidy. You made us believe in a future that was nothing but a lie." Cassidy's composure finally crumbled, and she sank to her knees, tears streaming down her face. "I'm sorry," she sobbed, her words barely audible. "I'm so sorry," but her apologies fell on deaf ears. The damage was already done. In that moment, the woman I thought I knew ceased to exist, replaced by a stranger whose actions had shattered the foundations of our lives. And as the party guests watched in stunned silence, their phones recording the drama for posterity, I knew that there was no going back. The life I had known was over, and a new chapter was about to begin. The silence that followed Cassidy's breakdown was deafening. All eyes were on her, a mixture of shock, disgust, and pity etched on the faces of our friends and family. The evidence of her betrayal was laid bare, impossible to deny or explain away. Tristan was the first to break the spell. "It's over, Cassidy," he said, his voice firm and unwavering. "We're done." Cassidy looked up at him, her eyes red and puffy from crying. "Tristan, please," she pleaded. "I made a mistake, but I love you. We can work through this." Tristan shook his head, his jaw set in a hard line. "No, we can't. You lied to me, betrayed my trust in the worst way possible. It's over." Cassidy turned to me, her gaze desperate. "Nathan, baby, please."
I'm sorry.
I was confused, but I love you. We can fix this. I felt the surge of anger rise within me, hot and searing. "Fix this?" I spat. "How can we possibly fix this, Cassidy? You cheated, you lied. You played us both like fools." "I didn't mean for it to happen," she sobbed. "It was a mistake, a moment of weakness. Please give me another chance." I looked at her, really looked at her, and saw a stranger. A selfish, deceitful woman who had thrown away everything we had for a fleeting thrill. The love I had once felt was gone, replaced by a hollow ache in my chest. "No, Cassidy," I said, my voice steady and resolute. "It's over. I want you out of my house, out of my life. We're done." Her face crumpled, but I felt no pity, only a sense of relief that the weight of her lies was finally lifting. "But where will I go?" she whispered, her voice small and broken. "That's not my problem anymore," I said, turning away from her. The guests watched in stunned silence, their phones recording the entire fallout. Whispers and murmurs rippled through the crowd, but no one stepped forward to defend her. The evidence of her deceit was too damning, too painful to ignore. Slowly, she rose to her feet, her shoulders slumped in defeat. With one last pleading look in my direction, she turned and walked out of the room, out of our lives, leaving a trail of shattered trust and broken promises in her wake. In the days and weeks that followed, the videos from Cassidy's birthday party went viral, spreading like wildfire across social media platforms. The footage of her betrayal, her lies laid bare for the world to see, became the subject of endless commentary and speculation. Friends and family who had once embraced Cassidy now distanced themselves, unable to reconcile the woman they thought they knew with the truth that had been revealed. Her name became a punchline, a cautionary tale of infidelity and deceit. Everywhere I went, whispers followed. In the grocery store, at the gym, even at the tattoo shop, people would point and stare, their judgmental gazes burning into my back. It was a constant reminder of the humiliation and pain Cassidy had inflicted, not just on Tristan and me, but on everyone who had believed in her lies. Despite the public scrutiny and the loss of half my assets in the divorce, I couldn't help but feel a sense of liberation. The toxic relationship that had poisoned my life was finally over, and I was free to start anew, to rebuild on a foundation of honesty and trust. Months passed, and the storm of scandal and gossip slowly began to subside. The world moved on to the next juicy headline, leaving Cassidy's betrayal in the rearview mirror for me. The healing process was gradual, a journey of self-discovery and reclaiming the parts of myself that had been lost in the turmoil of Cassidy's lies. I threw myself into my work at the tattoo shop, finding solace in the familiar hum of the needle and the creativity of each new design. Tristan became an unexpected ally, a kindred spirit who understood the depths of my pain and the complexities of moving on. We forged an unlikely friendship, sharing beers at the shop and swapping stories of our newfound freedom. "To new beginnings," Tristan said one night, raising his bottle in a toast. I clinked my bottle against his, a genuine smile spreading across my face. "New beginnings," I echoed, taking a sip of the cool, refreshing liquid. As I looked around the shop, the walls adorned with the intricate artwork that had been my life's passion, I felt a sense of peace wash over me. The past was behind me, a painful lesson learned but not forgotten. The future stretched out before me, a blank canvas waiting to be filled with new experiences, new adventures, and new opportunities for love and happiness. Cassidy's betrayal had shaken me to my core, but in the end, it had given me the clarity and strength to walk away from a toxic situation and embrace the life I truly deserved. And for that, I was grateful, grateful for the truth, no matter how painful, and grateful for the resilience that had carried me through the darkest of times. With Tristan by my side and a newfound sense of hope in my heart, I was ready to face whatever the future held, leaving the past behind and embracing the journey ahead with open arms and an unbreakable spirit. This is where our story comes to an end. Share your thoughts in the comments section. Thanks for your precious time. If you enjoyed this story, then please make sure you subscribe to this channel. That would help me a lot. Click on the video you see on the screen, and I will see you there.